forgot about it. But when someone poetry Africa, I'm still thinking. Yeah.
Do a lot, right?
But mind you, when but let me ask you that though, because the time I think about the podcast, I was like, okay, there's this question of Nobluza, slightly just moving out from in poetry. Since right now, since Usube party this event, and you went as far as winning one of the competitions, and as an artist, you have to develop a certain brand, and most of the time, as a brand, you usually a brand because you represent something. You got me? If so, what do you think you're representing, and how much do you think representation as a person, as an artist, or as a brand? Because you're a brand now, you're creating a brand. How much you think that's important to acknowledge firstly, Wuti?
Yeah.
I'm this type of person. I'm this type of artist. I'm the type goes in anyway. So how much do you think representation of a certain thing, or a certain culture, or whatever subject you how much you think that's important, and how much you think it's influencing your decisions or whatever and stuff like that?
Well, for me, if I'm being honest with you, like the things that the brands, and I'm talking about like individuals, the brands that I like, I don't necessarily go to them because they represent a certain thing.
Yeah, no.
For me, it's usually are they being truthful to themselves? And so the idea of kind of creating a brand, for me, the idea of creating a brand is something that is I understand what it is in a marketing concept and in a business concept. I understand what it is, but at the same time, I'm of the understanding that I am who and what I am in the current state. Yeah. And so with the brand, it's sort of like you sway the people to look at you in this specific way. And then when you almost like you become imprisoned to it at some point, when who you are or what you represented at the time has changed, because there can be a drastic change in what you believe in. And when I say drastic, I mean drastic. Like the one thing that you are saying, I'm for this, I'm going for this, I applaud this, and then you realize, no, this thing is not me.
But the crazy thing about being a brand, it's creating a brand for yourself. So we'll see. Not being a specific brand, it's also branding yourself. Because there are certain, because I'm an artist, I'm understand. Next day is like something else, and day is something else. But in collective now, it's like, oh, he's this type of person.
I think it's like it's one of those things that sound nice, but I don't think it's true, because in not creating a brand, you are branding yourself. You miss the idea of what a brand is. A brand is intentional. We are sure I want to become this. Yeah,
so they represent themselves as not being anything.
But that's not being intentional. I would say, I'm not going to be anything. It's just that they don't have a set category that they've chosen to put themselves in. And so that does not necessarily mean that in itself is a brand. Okay. It almost destroys the idea of a brand.
Okay.
But I'm not there. That's not me. For me, my brand is a brand. My brand is
we even let's cut off, because my question was actually on the representation part. My question was,
what does my brand represent?
Your art. That's why I was going though. Okay. What is your art representing? What are you? What is that message you're trying to messing it in? Like, if you're gonna have to round off everything, that's why I need a brand, because your art is your brand. What are you representing, or what are you hoping people are getting from whatever pieces that you recite now and then? That's what
for me, what is very apparent in my pieces and what I write is that I'm very vulnerable in terms of like what I write. I try to go as personal as best as I can at that level.
So you personal.
So in Poetry Africa, I did quite personal pieces. Pieces that some of the pieces that I don't even like performing, because they are they take me to a certain and it's so truthful. I'm even more sensitive towards people not getting it for what it is, or like
Yeah,
seeing
because
it a different way,
if you
because
being
it's like
like that, sometimes you'll be
Yeah,
like,
so
I
it's-
hope
it's-
there is one, but
so it's that it's for me it's about being truthful to who I am, being truthful to how I feel, how I see the world, what I've went through, and vulnerability. I'd say is that it's just that transparency. I was talking to a friend of mine about this thing. I would say we're living in an age whereby like you can't make mistakes. Like it's very hard. And then by the time you so cautious kakhulu manje that you don't make that mistake, that you end up living a life that can either be dishonest, number one, or you end up living a life that is in hiding. Because manje uyazi ukuthi the last time ngenza into kanje, people yabo to the point whereby now you try as much as you can to be perfect so that you avoid the last time you made a mistake. And so trying to get into a place of like because everybody makes mistakes, and it's in those kind of transparency whereby somebody's gonna want to tell you something. You can sense they want to open up to me, but because they're not sure if they should go that path, when you start telling them something personal, and then they're able to open up. It's almost like now I can go there.
Energy is contagious.
Yeah, so now they
if you're giving them energy, it's cool. You can be comfortable. You can cry in front of me.
Sure.
By you doing that.
Sure.
I always say it depends on what type of person are you, because that's the thing I do. I would say if I want you to open up to me, I open up to you first. If you don't do it back, I'm like, okay, that's not the type of person I want in my life. Because it's like that's the energy I prefer. If I'm being honest to you, and when you're not doing it back, I'm like, well, now I don't need you in my life.
Sure.
And and Omega, before speaking, there was about Tipanyani. Do you want to ask her?
Yeah, I want to ask you something.
Yeah, go ahead.
When the same question you asked me, what is your brand? What is
my representation?
Yeah.
So far, I'm still on that path. I'm still finding I'm still finding my feet slowly.
Why is it important for you to?
Yeah, the reason it's like it's if you're comfortable and it's like you already know what are you representing. It's the only thing that's gonna ground you. It's the only thing that's gonna ground your craft. It's one of those things that you're gonna have to go back to every time. I don't know if I don't know, whatever happens, you feel like you're not motivated. It's okay. This is where I go. This is what I represent. So every time, if I'm writing something, this is the angle I need to take. This is the angle I'm comfortable doing. So representing helps you to ground your craft. So it's important. That's why
I like that word. Like you didn't use like fix or box you, but ground you, which is different from fix or box you to the point. Grounding is different because when something comes from the ground, it sprouts and grows branches, but when something is in a box, it stays just confined in there. So I think it's a good thing, like, because you need that sometimes.
Yeah.
Life in general.
Yeah. That's it. I always like to think, everything that has to do with art, it applies to life. Like most of the things, whatever we speak about, we might be speaking it from the context of art. Sure. But then there could be
its application
you could be like, okay, no, I see the relevance here in this and this and this. It goes back to representation. And
we were talking about the Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry is also I think in terms of like
it comes to representation.
Representation, like, he stood for it. I remember hearing I think it was a BT speech talking about how we set up his studio. It was a base camp on how to tame niggas. Like it was a lot of guys, and now one nigga. Hey, there was one guy in the crowd. Hey, I liked his reaction. I was like, yes. Now one nigga owns that land. This brother.
That's the representation part, because you can. Tell Perry to even his movies.
Yeah,
you understand what each and every movie he makes. You understand what this is what he's representing.
Sure.
Which is black. firstly.
Sure.
Black empowerment, everything. Even the studio that we just recently
And
went mega.
a different kind of
Yeah,
shoot,
obvious.
not the hood one.
Yeah, but still
the hood,
representing.
yeah.
That's the thing. That's what and it's important. Kuba lula lapho wazi ukuthi okay, this is why even if I'm going to write anything, I know this is the angle I'm going to take.
Sure.
Yeah, but so it's important. That's why I regard that as the things to have in your head as an artist. Yeah. And as a human being, what are you representing every day?
Sure.
Move what are you doing?
Yeah.
Basically, who are you? Because who are you?
Because if you're not alone, like you're gonna get lost quite fast. Really.
You're gonna get firstly before you get lost, you're gonna get scattered. Like you zoba all over.
Sure.
So yabuya any day, and then
so
eventually you get
what
lost.
about somebody who's still trying to figure out what they represent and they're being scattered in the process? What would you say to someone who like I don't have it figured out yet? And so because I don't have it figured out yet, I'm gonna be scattered then because I'm trying to say if it's not this, I'm trying to see if it's not this, I'm trying to see if
It's not like the thing is about representation. It's not like you're gonna one day you'll be like, okay, this is what I'm representing. It might evolve. Today you might represent some a certain subject. Martin, if you let's just make it like sort of like a practical example. Sample you Tyler Perry example. One day you could be representing black power in movies. You could be representing the vulnerability of black people. But blackness, you're not being grounded, So it's important. But there's something I think I need to smoke because I was just forgetting stuff. Okay, but because I was thinking of do you have any call? Because there's a piece or
I can do it.
When I read this type of guy who doesn't have titles for it, and mind that shit.
Line, what was it about? I'm saying
I'm the type of guy who buga the whole thing.
Do just a random poem game. The opening poem I said Poetry Africa.
What the poem you did?
Yeah, this is the first poem that I did. Should I look into the camera? Probably, nah. We are daydreaming of fire. We're trying to forget. We are burning our past using memories as pyre. We have ashes for friends, embers for lovers. All our siblings have turned into cinder. We are sitting around a bonfire and piling bodies like charcoal. We have been making sacrifices to open flames ever since the day we were told God speaks through burning bushes. We are not listening into the crackle of the fire. We are deaf to your scorching. We shall not weep. We refuse to offer our water to your furnace. We came here following the trail of a forest fire. We shall return home as arsonists. Having set ablaze every bridge along the way, kindly refrain from turning your head. Gomorrah needs no parting words. I've never done that ever. Unless like I'm trying to help someone forget, but that's never me. One boy when I reacting to a poem like this. I don't understand this bourgeois thing. I don't. It's too.
It's not being bourgeois. It's like not disturbing. When you're the worst person, also a punchline or whatever. Hey, bruh, that shit. And you have tools all the time, but that thing is good. What is that poem about?
The poem is about forgetting people, behind, like the people that just like don't exist in your life anymore. Just like leaving them behind.
Wow. Exist. School mama ex lab.
Go okay, but we have what ashes for friends, embers for lovers. So it's like that. It's like so everybody burning everybody behind. So you daydreaming about fire. So you try to kill them in your mind, basically.
So do you believe? Let's just see Tony down since we're forgetting about abangase exist. What's your take on having your ex's number before you?
Hey, awuzenzi clever. Awuzenzi clever. Ngikubonile nje yazi. Ngiyakubona angiyeke la ufuna ukuya khona ngiyambona. My take is that if it does not bother you, it's chill. Like if you're not trying to perform to each other via statuses.
What is performing via statuses?
It's you know when you see something and you say yabole ngiqondise kuyena straight and then you post it knowing very okay I'm sending this
over 2 minutes. Yes, this operation 2 minutes. You'll be like, there was a status.
What happened to it? Umqondo usubuyile khona. So it's
yeah,
like
what's happening?
yeah, it's like trying to win the breakup.
That's the point you made. Uguthi, there's this thing that people do. Uguthi, they're always trying to win a breakup. Uguthi, you're gonna break up, koya manje, bafuna uguthi they want to be seen as uguthi. Nah, even if I'm still job. Koda manje
Moved on fast.
Koda manje umkamelo. Kodwa umkamelo manzi. Shanga amamephu Asia. Hey.
Futhi qanjela ama
Hayi no khuluma. Hayi khuluma manami. Khuluma. That's why I was khuluma dog.
No, what is gonna say qanjela ama like on some like we want them back and shit like and we don't. We don't. And it's something oyibonayo. For me, I think it's something oyibonayo ukuthi nah actually it's a front and you can see it because umuntu yamazi. And so when you see somebody acting up and you know their character and you know that nah actually I can tell.
What causes that do you think?
Acting apart.
Yeah, this thing ukuthi umuntu instead of being forward with you bazenze this type of person kodwa manje uthi ubuka internet yakho ubuka timeline yakho you see ukuthi they actually want to say something to you.
Sure.
But manje they going but try pass.
Sure.
So what causes more what's your take what causes umuntu?
Well, I think because usually yenzeka ukuthi mhlawumbe sithi izinto abasharile like quotes and stuff like that. Like usually like quotes and stuff like that. I think people don't like confrontation. Like cyber confrontation, because confrontation means if you're gonna say something to my face, I have to say something back to you. So if we're starting to just post it, I'm not gonna say because if I comment and it's show me nine to tie, if the shoe fits, why it's in there?
Oh shit! I forgot that.
I went. No,
you can't show away.
No, baby. Yeah, that. So it's like. So it's that. I think that's why they post it online because there's no conversation, there's no confrontation. God, if it's directly, now you have a say. It's a color building tension. So they're afraid of that tension, but they want you to hear this thing. But they don't want to say something back. They don't want to hear the tension. And so just posting it online and leaving it there, they know you've seen it, but then you're not going to engage and fight with them.
While we're still on topic of WhatsApp, can I have a side note? Side note, yeah.
Let people breathe. When you speak about your problems and that.
WhatsApp needs to do something at the end of graphic videos and pictures. That shit is. I want to during this thing. It's wild. You busy watching a video, posted some WhatsApp Friday video dancing, and then the next post, boom. I saw it, like the graphic. I'm like, what's up? Why almost forget some warning? The next video about to see. Same as a Manyama app. I'm complaining. Say pants. Go to WhatsApp. You need to do something other than because you need to. I'm getting things about depressing. 1 minute to they're falling off the building. 50 people.
WhatsApp. It's interesting, like guys, good. Like, what is this not? Let's just see one.
Only WhatsApp. That would be wild. That would be wild. I was having actually. Well, I'm sure. Current I want to figure post it and then I see. I keep busy on to post what there are certain people are not gonna see your post. Yeah. The show would you do that shit?
ukuthi ghost leyo mfana. What if mhlawumbe uthe ufuna ukuthi only post to this person, wathi don't post to this one person, bese upostela bonke abantu? So yeah, it's about to rain.
I wanna go outside. Okay, no, it's all good. People, this was a short episode.
It was just
But
about
now
poetry.
there's something I asked. We back, better equipment. We're trying to better view. We're gonna try and make more content. So for now, what do you have to say? You like
Keep your head above water.
sink and swim. Peace out. Ashe.